Good afternoon everyone and welcome to you in this today's Bitcoin daily update live stream. Hope you're all doing very well. Hope you have been able to trade Bitcoin good as always. I'm just back from went back home yesterday from my vacation, so everything perfect. So yeah, Bitcoin did got a nice increase in price here since the last update. You know, we've got a bigger and longer correction and then the increase in price. So what that was a scenario basically we had planned. Just gonna, where is this? Here. Here, you know, this is something we had planned, so we just went basically into the next target, and from the target we had planned basically to the downside, and from here we've got the bounce giving the bigger bounce basically. There you go. Normally everything should be working well. Just gonna double check that as I didn't touch anything for a week. I wasn't home, so let me see. Oops. Is it working well right now? Yes, it is working well. Good. All right. So yeah, didn't check the chart really. I just updated my chart today with a few levels here, but otherwise I didn't touch my chart for a week. So we're going to update everything. We are going to see what is next for Bitcoin basically. We've got a rejection at the moment, but front runner for swing £30 plus no touch really of any target. We've got a very simple thing during my vacation. Basically we got acceptance into the gap. As I said, if we get some kind of close inside on the 4 hours time frame, it's very likely we're going to go and fill the gap. So we've got some, as you can see, just right here. We fake the get acceptance really inside. We get acceptance inside, and so we go fill the gap. And so right now, this is the resistance we're having at the moment on the chart. This is the reason why we're rejecting at the moment. We've got the SFP here on the CME, but yeah, let's go here. Anyways, so let's update this. And yeah, by the way, I took some shorts during my vacation from the MC strat, you know. So we've got two MC strats basically. I shred this in the last update. No, the last update was a few updates before the last one, but you've got two MC strat above. So three. You've got the first one, but this one I took the short basically when I was here. As I said before, to go on vacation. This is my take profit one basically. Taking profit one now on the short. Was around the low, if I'm correct, if I remember correctly, and then I went on vacation basically around the next day. So yeah, I stopped trading basically. I had to start to go and do a few things for the vacation, and then I went away here. So yeah, I took the short basically here, and then you've got the other increase in price to reject again the same MC strat target. Next you've got another increase in price, so I did had a limit there, so I did took the short and got stopped out. But normally if you was trading this, you can see here you flip it into support. Okay, so normally you switch to long and you get the increase in price basically. When this is happening, you have to switch the trade. So I did took the, normally you can see it, yeah, here you can see limit in the market buy here, stopped out the short, but normally you would switch to long and enjoy the profit basically. And next you got the touch and the take profit from here, you can see. So it gives an idea. I'm not going to reveal what is the stop loss percentage or dollars and the take profit, but it gives an idea. I didn't got stopped out, took profit, so you can see approximately what's the stop loss and what's the take profit. So took profit more than 75% and then got stopped down on trade. Normally I do not stop place the trade really to really get stopped down on trade because you pay fees, but I didn't want it to manage the trade at all, so I just placed my stop loss on trade and that's it. So yeah, anyway, it's pretty cool. One loss, one win, and more win of course before. So overall in profit, that's lovely. So yeah, Bitcoin. So let's go and update this. By the way, I didn't update it at all the levels yesterday. I updated the volume levels, but not at all these levels here. So this one we have how many days remaining? 13. Just adding the fan very quick because it's pretty hot in here. Yeah, we had a few levels there. Let me just update that. All right, daily. We have quite a few ones here. Okay, good. So let's go here on the 1 hour. Sorry. Here. All right. So monthly. Normally it's done already yesterday on my side. This was done. Come on. Okay, good. So yeah, I will definitely be aware of a short here. I mean, not here, but in the resistance we have planned very simply because of the wave. I'm going to show you next what I think we are in, the two different configurations as always. Next we just have to read the data into the targets basically, but yeah, so first one here, basically the first one who had planned above here is a big resistance who had planned above here. What happened basically, we just went above, flip into support, still took the short because I was on vacation, I had my limits, still ended up here in profit, but yeah, overall flip into support, getting the continuation. Right now we are just having here a front run, sorry, of the swing third pan here, so not the best, of course. I would prefer higher prices. I would prefer higher prices because first of all we're not even rejecting from a big resistance. So yeah, personally I'm not gonna short here. I'm gonna wait for my targets to be hit. So I'm gonna wait for higher here. At least this is on off price. If this is not hit, we just reject like this. Cool. I mean, a short from the all-time high. I don't really care missing this, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm not gonna short here. I'm gonna wait and remain patient for high prices to come next. And if we don't get, we drop, and I'm short from higher, so I don't really care about this. But yeah, otherwise this is the first target, and this is the next target we can look for. So we can look for basically here as a weekly up to this wall range, basically value high. Okay, so maybe even now we can even pull this one, to be honest. Yeah, I do prefer that one. I'll take that one now. Yeah, so this is the resistance basically we're having next. Boom. Okay, so first one, and then we'll have the second one just above. Break the first one with nothing bearish, look for the second one just above here. Well, let's do it again. There you go. First and second targets. Well, basically these are the red squares. This one, honestly, I'm gonna get rid of that. Gonna only keep this, and there you go. So yeah, these are my two short trades I can see above. Again, I'm not gonna short here. I'm gonna remain patient because yeah, we're not hitting any big target basically. So again, I'm not saying we're going to go to the low. We can of course just get a bit of a short and then just get another increase in price. That's why we'll have to take profit, plan the support next. What I'm going to do by the way now already. Plan the support, see if we have to take profits there or not, allowing the time. But overall, that would be nice to get this. Now, are we going to get here or not? It depends if we manage to break the supports basically. But these are my two next short. I can see if the last and the second short here is broken. We go above this value are high basically. I'm looking towards a new all-time high again. Is it possible to do this and reject? Yes, but in terms of probability, if we go above here, even if we pull back from here, overall I'm looking for a new all-time high. This is the most probable. Okay, even if we reject the daily level or around there. So yeah, these are my two next short trades, and now let's cover the longs. There we go. So the longs, that's a good question. For the longs, where are the longs here? Yeah, there is definitely a long trade just down here. Let me just hide the shorts for a moment. Shorts. And the longs. There we go. So yeah, this is the first long trade I can see on the chart here. Would be nice we get this a little higher. We can get rid of this one, but it would be nice we get this a little higher here to really be in confidence with his zone of support. I would prefer to really hold here as a swing flip pan or a failed auction. Okay, so spend some time but still manage to come up here, because losing this value high will lead to a bigger move to the downside, so to speak. Here we're going to look for a bigger drop. Down to yeah, this is off price again here. That's the that's the first support here. Okay, swing flip pan failed auction will be, again, we can hold here a higher low. It's possible, I will be aware of it. Okay, I'm gonna trade it, but yeah, overall I will prefer we take the low here, going to the support. That's the best as always. And it will be cool also to get this encourage view up from the low here that line up with this support. And if this first target is lost because we get nothing bullish in there, no good reaction on the order flow, basically we can look for the next target. So my second long trade basically is off the daily level down to the 618. 6% would prefer not to go too low on this one. Yeah, we'll really prefer to hold this part here. Okay, we can go down to the 6% but I will prefer not spend too much time on below here. We'll prefer to keep it up here. And yeah, if this is lost, honestly, well, we have a nice support down there, not gonna lie to it. We have something very nice. Have this very nice support here with the encourage view up that can yeah, so we have 3 trades, to be honest with you. That's not the best of the best, because again we'll lose the wall range value low. Yeah, but yeah, this right here, this one right here is not the highest in terms of probability. This is a very good zone of support and confidence, okay, but will be below the overall range value low, so it's not the most probable to bounce from the support below. Honestly, the most probable, if we lose this second support, is to really go and swipe the lows. Now I am aware of this support. Again, if we get extremely good data in this, I'm gonna take the long, but I'm gonna really wait for some. I'm not gonna be aggressive, so to speak. I'm really going to wait for the confirmations, market structure change, really good bullish reaction, all the things on the order if we want to see for a nice long trade, and even more, by the way, just on the chart, for example, market structure change. Yeah, so yeah, these are my 2 best longs I can see here on the chart. So first one is coming around this low here, we can hold a higher low as I said. Next target is this, so let me just get rid of that, is this one here. Okay, and next I'm targeting basically the targets, the resistance we have planned. And we have a third one below here, okay, but I'm not gonna be so aggressive on this. I will prefer to make a new low, honestly, because we'll lose the value of the whole range. So yeah, that's not the best. So yeah, these are my next trades, longs and shorts, and I think it's not really useful to cover low at the moment. For now, we need to break these supports first of all. And well, to do this in just one day like this, it's possible, but it's very unlikely, honestly. So yeah, we're good with the support, so now let's go with the wave here. Just gonna get rid of this so we can. I'm gonna set some of that by the way. There we go. Good. Wait, I deleted the. Deleted the wrong one actually, but anyways. So yeah, this is good. So let's go now with the wave. So with the wave here. So there are two configurations. Okay, first of all, we have this one, the one we have planned, we have been trading and looking for mainly. Okay, so this triple wave down. The only issue or problem with this is that we are bouncing from absolutely nowhere between some fib targets, and this honestly is not really good. Okay, because it will favor a triple wave like this. So again, this is we're already of this configuration with a triple wave down, but it becomes very probable for me because of this bouncer that is basically between two levels, two fibs. Again, we can go for a new all-time high like this, it's possible, but I mean to bounce between some fib like this, it's not the best. It's not the best in what we want to see when we talk about wave here. So yeah, this is still a configuration I'm aware of. Again, if we break the resistance here, this is what I'm going to look for. As simple as that. The other one was a double EXY here to the downside. No, yeah. So we can get rid of that. So let me just where is this? It's in the top here. So yeah, this can be merged with this one there. So yeah, either this configuration, normally next we shall get simply, so basically we'll have a wave 1, a wave 2, another wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we shall get another wave 3, 4, 5, and these 5 waves are simply going to print a bigger A, a bigger B, and then you get a bigger C. So you simply look for an A, B, C basically to the upside. And if the wall count is wrong, well then this is a wave 1, 2, and we can look for a much more bigger push to the upside, 3, 4, and then the fifth, the fifth here to the upside. But yeah, first of all I'm going to look for an ABC zigzag here to follow this count. So yeah, this is the plan here for such configuration. That will be the configuration, let's say number 2 now, because bouncing between the fibs is not the best. So the other configuration is, again, the 5 ways are done. So if the 5 ways are done here, it's either for a bigger impulsive, either the wave 5 is in, and so now we are going to look for a much bigger move to the downside basically. Okay, it's possible that this count is in. Okay, so now we're going to look for a much more bigger move to the downside. I will have to count again this whole thing here, because again, this was some beautiful bull runs, not gonna lie. The one right now is just it's pushing up, but I mean it's very slow and boring. You can see we get a bit of an increase in price, well, again full consolidation here. Again, very nice increase in price, but it's not like this. Okay, it's really like we were taking a lot more time, so it's with a wave it's really not the best at all. Honestly, this is very complex to count all of this. It was much easier before here, but we have to deal with it, right? So I'm going to do the count, I think, on my side. It's gonna take for too long otherwise. So yeah, again, this can be, so if we have a 5 ways up here, the wave 5 can be in, or if we're still bullish and we manage to hold the lower supports that we have done already way before, then we can look for a bigger wave 1, a bigger wave 2, and this will be a leading with a similar way of an ending, so again it's possible, and then you will get the wave 3, 4, 5 here to the upside, completing this wave 5. Again, that will be the best of the best. Are we going to do this or not? Only time can tell. So basically it will be a bigger triple wave as we've got some sideways down. What it will be simply an ABC zigzag to the downside. We'll go into the lower support we have planned already. Hit the targets. I can't remember exactly by the way the targets, but anyways, let's longs. Yeah, let's move all this into the longs. Ah, come on. And let's check out this real quick. So let's get rid of that. First support here. That will be here. Basically we'll have the first target that is basically below that low. Okay, so now we've got, this was a support basically we have planned, so we've got a bounce from it. Now I don't have this here. There we go, I have this here already, the targets, there we go, perfect. Long 2, long 1, so this was the first long. We've got a bounce, but not enough, so we can get rid of this now. I don't know what is this. This was for the resistance only, and this was a second long basically we have planned. Yeah, I remember now. So yeah, we've got a bounce basically of the upper part of the target. So now it's still a valid target. Okay, we can still go below and get, for example, here a swing flip and a reflection to the lower levels basically. Okay, so this is still, I can't see the monthly negative path control. It's below here, hidden almost. Anyways, it's still there. So we can look here basically for a swing flip and a reflection of the price low, okay, into this value low. If now this is lost, again, please remember here we have still this support below. So what is possible to do here is to do a complex approach to really make tricky, because Bitcoin is the most biggest cryptocurrency in the world. So again, to make it a little bit more complex sometimes, and we can make it more complex because this is the first cryptocurrency, so it is complex to trade sometimes. So we can just go below, go into the lower levels here, flip everything into resistance, fake the drop, so higher low pump or lower low, it depends of what we get into the supports here. We're going to plan now in this time. So flip into resistance, fake the drop, higher low, or swing through the pan of the low, manage to reclaim, flip into support and get the pump. So we'll go touch basically the lower levels to make a complex approach of this first big support we're having below. Okay, again, if you struggle understanding all of this, it's normal if you're starting, no worries. You can go and have a look at the website here, all the full and footprint charts. So basically you can go here with the levels approach, and you have this into this, you have basically the different level approach into this listen. But yeah, so this is the first target. If this is lost, we can basically look for the next one. That is this, as simple as that. Okay, so if this first one is lost, so to speak, if we lose really worried in 4,000, be aware of the complex approach below into the weekly and weekly negative path control levels here. If we get nothing in there, we're definitely heading towards the next target, so to speak, around worried, by the way, not even that, 96,000 basically. Okay, this is the next target, and if this one is lost, we still have this last support to really go and swipe all the lows here. But honestly, losing this is a pretty bearish. We still have some few confidence down there. Yeah. We still have this, so we still have this last chance here. Okay, just below here to really swipe all the lows, and from here get a reversal. So first support, be aware of the complex approach. Second support, and then we'll have the last support, basically third one here. It's not the best, but it's still there, so we'll still be aware of it. And so from here, if this one is lost, then we're definitely heading towards this bottom here. And so in that case, the bigger wave 1-2 is not valid anymore, and so the wave 5 is more likely in for the on this one. Okay, so yeah, these are the three big targets we're having below. Lose the last one, look for the next bottom here, so to speak, go back to 74,000 at the very least. Okay, so yeah, and so with the wave, as for now, either everything is in, the top is in, we're going to make now the bear market or really drop a lot more. Okay, either we can look for a bigger and longer wave 5, and basically look, you know, for this. So we have a 5 ways down. So an A, we look for a B into the resistance we have planned. Maybe go and swipe all the highs here on the lower time frame. Okay, all these lower time frame highs, and next go for the C into the. Gonna go with this. It might be, well, let's go with some white waves. Yeah, perfect. And so yeah, from here get the drop into the targets we have planned, and from here we see, are we holding or not the support? If not, this was more likely in, and we can look for a much bigger move to the downside. But yeah, this will be my first configuration unless we reclaim the last resistance. If we do so, even if we pull back, you know, from the daily really just before the all-time high, I'm gonna go look for a new all-time high overall, so I'm gonna not look for this configuration anymore. So this will be my configuration number 1. Just gonna place here the lower time frame wave very quick. So we have got this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, perfect. It is like, yeah, there you go. So yeah, this is my main configuration. Second configuration is the one I've been looking for before I go on a vacation, so to speak, a longer wave 4, and we'll look for the wave, for this wave 5 here, and so that will be like this. ABC flying to the wave 4, next we'll look for the wave 5, and this new all-time high to come. Okay, now we'll take this configuration. If we go above the last resistance we have planned, if we go past this, I'm gonna look for this configuration. Unless it happens, I'm gonna look for that one. So wave 5 later with a bigger impulsive, or wave 5 is in already. So yeah, that is a plan. We're done for Bitcoin. 30 minutes. Again, was not here for a week, so it's normal, if I can say. Let's add the longs here. Let's go on the 1 hour really quick, and we are done with Bitcoin. So do we have any news, by the way, today? Oh wow. Well, yeah, in 2 minutes, by the way. I mean 3. Sorry. We have, oh yeah, we have the Fed, FOMC. Oh my god, this is going to be a good one today. Just back, we're having some big news. So in 2 minutes we have a news. Honestly, right now the order flow, I mean, there you go. I checked the order flow really quickly, and we've got like, honestly, some really bad data. I mean, you reject with a lot of shorts at the highs. Again, not really at the highs, but still, you can see you reject from a resistance. You get like literally almost 50 million of shorts at the very top. You can see 25 million, 50 million. Next, you get a massive amount of longs here. You can see you get like 22, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, almost 80 million of new longs here coming in. And this is bouncing. That's just pretty insane. So these will not be some longs that I will take. It's just way too many longs. You will at least stop a little bit of longs before to rise. No, you don't even do that. You just yeah. So again, here we're having a lot of shorts. You can see at the high at the moment we've got like 40 million again of shorts at the very top here of the move. I mean, during the move down here, have a big bullish CVD. Again, you get 13 million of new longs next come in. This is insane, honestly. And you've got these big longs here, but again, mostly closing at the highs there. 16 million coming, 10 million closing here. Don't know how low is the 5 minutes here. Yeah, 12. Got like 3 million still of longs, but overall, most of the longs here that came in here closed next. Maybe you've got some empty strat targets. MC reaction, sorry, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, getting such amount of shorts is definitely a lot of trade down. I'm gonna take. Happy to miss. And so yeah, right now, honestly, we saw before we can pull back and go really swipe the previous lows, as you can see, due to the shorts. And see, even here, look at that, 14 million of new shorts coming from the very high. It's moving down, even if we have a big bullish activity. So for me, this looks more bullish than bearish. Again, in the past days, in the past few days, we've got some continuation, but again, I'm not gonna show that. For me, this is no, I'm not gonna be part of these 40 million of shorts here at the highs. Yeah. So, and again, I'm not willing to short here, also because we're not really at a resistance right now. We are, like, we've got a daily level, okay, here. But yeah, my resistance is above, as simple as that. So I'm not gonna look for a short here. I mean, if we drop, I'm happy to miss. I'm short from higher, so it's fine. No 80-20 setup today. The volume here, so yeah, we've got a lot of things here going on. How this is looking. Pretty strong move down, but all right here you can see. By the way, the news is already out. Nothing is going on here. No SFP. Yeah, there's just nothing here. Anyways, let me just add my alert here on my side very quick. So it's 28 PM UTC plus 2. So 7:55. And that is good. Alright, so now that we have done this, let's move maybe on a few altcoins. Ethereum, and this one did play that perfectly. That's nice. Wow. Yeah, I went on vacation on the 6th here, so we've got literally the pump and everything. Plus 20%. Wow. When I was away from the long, that's pretty nice. Anyways, let's go on ETH here. So ETH, we've planned this, well, again, this A, B, C zigzag to the downside, right? We've got also, so, come on. We've got this first resistance, and this was, if I'm correct, this was a long also here, no? That was a support we had planned. So we've got another touch and increase in price into the second target, second zone of resistance. Went a little bit high here, but overall this is still the resistance. You can see again, that's another approach. You go above, again, look at this, go above, flip into support, fake the pump, lower high. You can go with a high but a lower high. Go below, flip into resistance, and get the bigger continuation down. Always the same things. That's the most complex approach, and that's a very small lower high here, by the way. But anyways, so yeah, nice. It looks like we'll have some possible fireways down here, by the way. Not the best fireways. But yeah, anyways, that's a rejection from the target, so I would say this was a short to take in any case. I'm not even a short person because I was on vacation, but yeah, that was a short to take in any case. Now, if Bitcoin, the thing is, if Bitcoin continues to the upside, we're going to continue also on this one. Now, if Bitcoin is pulling back from a resistance we have planned, then we might get this C wave to the downside. Normally, overall, in terms of probability, with a wave here, okay, with the waves, oops, I wasn't hit by the way, with the waves, okay, if we are in a wave 4, we have more chance to go into this green box. So normally we still have more chance to go lower. Right now, am I going to short now because I'm saying this? No, I'm going to wait for a resistance to be tapped. So what we can do here is plan the supports if you want to look for longs, and look for another increase in price here to look for the wave 5 already. Maybe the wave 4 is in, and we're going to go for the wave 5. But yeah, I will prefer this for a very simple reason. We'll have more chance to go and touch the lower targets here. That's it, or at the very least MC fib. So yeah, let's plan now the resistance here on the lower time frame. Let me just get rid of that, increase this to the high, nobody's way to the bottom here. Okay, let's go here on a monthly. Have a nice weekly down there. What day are we? Wednesday. We can get rid of that. This one is untapped. Yeah, so have a small support where we are right now. Okay, so yeah, it can be, again, I'm never gonna trade if I trade ETH. I'm never gonna trade Ethereum alone, so to speak. Here, for example, this is a support we're having just below us. Now, it's not because that's a support that I'm going to long it. I'm going to take the long trade if Bitcoin at the same time is also bouncing from a support with some good data. So for example, if Bitcoin is going through the support and just dropping massively, there is no way I'm going to take the long here. But if Bitcoin, when we hit this on Ethereum, is getting something good for higher prices next, basically bouncing from a support with some good data, then I'm going to take the long. Okay, but otherwise, yeah, that's not the support I'm gonna long if Bitcoin is bad at the same time. Next target is this. And yeah, if this is not holding, I'm gonna look for lower prices. The next target basically for the wave four, so really lower prices next. Now for the resistance here. We are at the resistance right now, sorry. This is the best. I'm not gonna short now again because Bitcoin is not at the resistance at the moment. The reason why I'm not gonna short here, but again, we are at the resistance. If you have a different plan, well, that's a resistance. You can do whatever you want in here. Again, no financial advice, but yeah, this is my next resistance. Gonna set an alert here. Boom. I'm gonna set an alert down here. There you go. So short, just above. Again, it's the same than what I was saying for the long. If ETH is coming in here and Bitcoin is also hitting a resistance but get absolutely nothing bearish, just get a nice continuation to the upside, there is no way to short that, right? Bitcoin is moving up, so ETH is going to follow. Or ETH is going to stay here, wait for Bitcoin to get a bearish reaction from another resistance, and when we get the rejection, it's gonna get the drop too, okay? But if Bitcoin is doing a massive increase in price and going through every single resistance, there is no way I'm gonna take that short trade. So yeah, that's the next short. And no, that's short here. That's the next long. Boom, and the next one down here. And otherwise, much lower to the target swap plan. And so yeah, with the wave, basically, more likely here, I'm gonna follow what I've planned basically. So ABC is exactly the downside. We're just getting the B, and now we're looking for the C. And if this is invalidated, okay, then this was the wave 4 bottom, or we are going to print a higher low with a wave 4 here, a truncated C wave. Okay, going to the lower support, get a truncated C, so stop before the A wave bottom, get a higher low, and we just keep the bullish market structure here. Low, higher low, and boom, higher high next again. Okay, so yeah, depends of Bitcoin again. There you go. And for the targets, we're going to plan this later. If we get the rise, we're going to place the targets if we get the rise, because we'll take the bottom here. But for now, not gonna do it. So ETH, so yeah, it depends for the altcoins now. It depends of what ETH is going to do basically. So DOT, I did plan that with you. I'm not very sure to be honest. Let me just double check that. DOT. Yeah, okay, this was planned here. That's nice. Yeah, that's very nice. Very nice. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now the only problem with this we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the pullback and the bounce. The only issue is now 1, 2, 3. No, I can still be in a wave 4 here. Let's plan the wave 4, see if we can get along here, but that will not be too aggressive because this can be also the end of the wave 5. So if we get the premise, if we had completed here another 5 ways, I mean if we complete here another 5 ways up, well, two configurations again. ABC zigzags, a correction to make a bigger W, X and Y to the downside. Well, 3 configurations in the end. A wave 1, 2, another wave 1, 2. So next you get a 3, 4, 5. That will be in case it is bullish, for example. Next you will get another 3, 4, 5. This will complete the C, or the wave 3, 4, 5 next. And the other configuration is you will get here 5 waves, correction, 5 waves, correction, bounce, 5 waves, and this will either complete the C, so we'll get an ending with a smaller wave of a leading, or you will look for a, depending on the context on ETH at a time, another wave 1, another wave 2, and then 3 or 5. So many configurations on this, honestly. So best is to trade the levels at the moment and just see what ETH is doing. Okay, because as you can see, the wave is not really relevant. We have too many configurations. So let's get rid of, well, no, I'll keep that one. Let's go to monster here and let's update that really quickly. And I wanted to also update AR and METIS. Here, there you go. Yep. Small support in. Nice support down there. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, honestly, the next support is really coming much lower, so to speak. I'll need a little bit more data here if we really, well, the thing is very simple. If we break, this is the next support. If this is broken, we're definitely heading towards, at the very least here, so to speak. If we break, well, let's say, it's not really $4, it's 4.1. You really get acceptance $4.1. Your the next target, the next price to expect is 3.8 basically at the very least, and there is not so much confidence here. So the next target will be basically a new low here. Really go and tap the next long target basically. So yeah, so yeah, we better hold this honestly. That would be nice to make another. That would be nice to do like a wave 1, a wave 2, next another wave 1, another wave 2, and then boom, the nice continuation in bull market. But again, overall everything is still, well, again, it depends off ETH. It depends off ETH. But for this to happen, we need really ETH to push up. Yeah. Let's add an alert here. Okay, good. So let's update AR and METIS now. Long was a little bit below here already. I can see something that is either a flat, because we took the lows now, so this cannot be 5 ways before. So it's either a flat here, so to speak, an A, B, C. Do we pull back from? It's pretty nice. MC extension touch it really perfectly. Right. W, X, Y. Go ahead and touch the lower long target. Now, I will not look only for a new low. Again, the very simple thing is we plan some supports. When we hit the supports, we see if ETH is hitting a support, and what I was saying on ETH, when ETH is hitting a support, we just have to see what Bitcoin is doing. So overall, so to speak, we plan some supports on the altcoins. You can read the order flow, do whatever you want. Personally, it's very simple. We hit a support. Is Bitcoin bullish? Yes. Is also getting a bounce from a support with some good data. We can look for higher prices. Then I'm going to take the long. If Bitcoin is still ultra bearish, there is no way to take the long in the long target. Then it's going to drop further. And the worst case is I'm going to miss a trade. That's it. So it's fine, honestly. So yeah, the only thing, well, the different wave count here. So WXY, WX and Y. So we look for a longer wave to a longer B wave. In that case, we will not get anything bullish of the long targets I'm going to plan next with you. That is the, well, I would say the second configuration we can look for. First configuration is we've got already the WXY completed, so to speak here, WX and a Y. That will be the number one, that will be the number two. Let's move this a little higher here. And so in that case here, this is a wave so one, again, this can be a wave 4, 5 again. Let's take a wave 2 here, 3, 4, 5, and so boom, we can look next for a bigger wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, don't forget, it can be also an ABC zigzag to the upside, because we are still not sure. We are in a bull market start, so it can still be an ABC zigzag, for example, to do, for example, this is possible to make a WXY, X and Z, so to make a bigger and longer correction here to the downside. That in that case we'll get a rejection. So again, the very simple thing, we look for all the supports down here, we hit a support. Is Bitcoin bullish? Yes, then take the long. If Bitcoin is not bullish, then do not take the long. If we get something good on Bitcoin, then we take the long, it activates the long. We can look for next the resistance we're going to plan. Okay, if Bitcoin also, when we hit a resistance on a year, if Bitcoin is getting into a resistance and getting something bearish, then that's definitely a take profit, and we can even look for a short trade. If Bitcoin is getting a pullback, it's going to get a pullback here from the resistance too. If now Bitcoin is just full bullish, it is full bullish, everything is bullish, then there is no way to take profit short. We just wait for higher and we'll look for a bigger continuation to the upside. For now, it's impossible to say which one is going to play out. It's limited time based off the different reaction on Bitcoin basically, and the resistance hit on a year. Okay, so these are the different wave we can look for next. Let me just add this. And there we go in here. Perfect. And let's go now with the levels here. So missed the long down there. So if we go below, we have the longs already. Now let's plan the supports. So let's get rid of this. We don't care anymore. Let's put this here. Okay, monthly. Okay, weekly. Yeah, there is one down here. Okay, daily, just before. Okay, let's go on the 4s. Alright, so the first long trade here will be a reclaim of this. Well, again, that will be the start right now of a complex approach of this point of control. Very simple. I mean, very simple. That's the most complex approach, but you will in that case reclaim, flip it into support, take the long from the flip to support, enjoy. If now we remain below, we get no sign of strength basically, then we're going to hit towards the next target. That is this. This is the only long target I can see below. If this is lost, then we look for the ABC flat into the X and we look for the Y wave down. So 2 long trades. This first one here, yups, off the reclaim, off this key level. That is basically the latest uptrend point of control. Again, when you take the long, I will not wait for high here for a take profit. I will see what Bitcoin is doing. Okay, this is very, very, very important. So if we get this, we have to plan the resistance of this latest downtrend. So we have to pull the fixed range from the top to the bottom here, at the daily levels, everything here. Plan the resistance, and when we hit the resistance, see what Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin is pulling back massively, well, this is definitely a take profit one, an early take profit one. Otherwise, yeah, if we get nothing, look for high here. But yeah, this is the first possible long trade. This one is not activated because we don't get any sign of strength here. We can look for the second long trade down here, and again we hit a target. Is Bitcoin bullish? Yes, no. If no, we don't take the long and we look for lower prices next. As simple as that. And so we can look for the lower target here. Yeah, very simple. So METIS. Target is still a little bit low here. Wow, very nice rejection from the target. Just up here. Let's get rid of that now. Okay, bounce from here. Yeah, that's a range, so let me just... Yeah, honestly, the best is... it's really this zone here of price. So you can have a look at, again, a retest of this. Well, again, a retest. This is... yeah, this is... no. This is a new low more likely here. So yeah, again, this it's a mistake for me to not mark out this level before, but anyways, that's missed now. So yeah, that'll be the same basically. I'll just wait for this. There you go. Yeah, that will be the only target below for me, unless we get some nice fireways up here, a nice market structure change, a good context on this, on Bitcoin. But yeah, for now, otherwise, gotta remain patient for low. And again, if this is broken, new lows, we just have to look for a swing through pan. By the way, we can plan the targets for the drop if we have to drop here. Would be nice to not drop here because that will invalidate the whole higher time frame impulsive here, but if we have to do, we are going to do, so we have to plan that. So if we have to drop from here, MC extension, the 120 extension, $123, and the 161A, but I mean it's close to 0, so for now I'm not gonna really plan that. Let me have a look at the smaller wave too. Sorry, I'm not talking, I'm concentrating these smaller waves here. Sucks we didn't reject it. Wow. Yeah, I mean, fibs are a little bit here, double the XY extends your 5 ways down, but I mean, the fibs is the same. This will extend to the low here, but into the lower fib. Yeah, there's nothing crazy with these fibs, honestly. So yeah, the levels, and well, now we just have to see if we manage to get this wave 3 star here now. That's it. So it all depends off ETH and Bitcoin, of course. Yeah, so we're done for today, honestly. Bitcoin. Bit of a strong move down here still. Again, wow, 10 million of longs here coming in. Yeah, get a pump on the news, come straight back down, and get millions of longs again, buying the dip. This is there's just no trade to take here. That brings us with a big bearish activity. This is locally, it's not really good for, again, to get longs when you take a low. Again, in the past few days, I was not here trading this live in the time, but it looks like you've got this. Like, you get millions of longs, almost 100 million here of longs. This is still pushing up. You can see again, you make a low here, you get millions of longs. This is pushing up. So again, can we push up from here? Yes. But this is absolutely not what you want to see normally when you take a bottom here. You take some lows. What is these shorts normally here? So yeah, I'm not gonna trade up. Very simple. Remaining patient. And yeah, for my targets, longs and shorts, higher or lower, we'll see. And by the way, I didn't check the chat at all during the whole stream, so let me have a look at this. Thanks, mate. I'm gonna add this into the request because it's already a 1 hour live stream. So let's go with Dodge. If that can load, that will be lovely. Completely forgot about this golden and cube, by the way. And yeah, good afternoon, mate. Welcome in the stream. And I'm going to go now. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let's see if we can get the longs or the shorts next. Let's see which one we can get. Again, no short. Gonna remain patient for higher. Personally, this is not a good target for me for a short trade. Now, can we do this? Yeah, but I'm gonna remain short from higher. This is not a good short for me. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let's crash the chart again, and let's remain patient for the next trade. Don't forget the news tonight. I mean, for me tonight, maybe not for you. I did my Elliott on my side. So yeah, take care of you and see you all in the next one. Cheers.